Hello there friends, I'm going to teach you guys how to set up a souvenir shop in your park step by step, and then at the end of this video I'm going to show you how to set up your online photos. So let's jump into it. Okay, to start off with, I have emptied everything from our gift shop, as you can see, and the first thing you want to do is pop down a till. So if we go into our settings here, if we go to facilities, you want to be on the custom tab, and then over across here you go to souvenir shops, and then here's all the items that you can put down. Very nice and simple. And what you want to do is get yourself a counter. Now there is loads of options here for you to pick from, and also if you don't want to put in these single counters, you can put in a pre-made counter as well. So this is your modular souvenir shop here. If I was to remove this, you would be able to see underneath. That's what that looks like, just so there's no confusion. Now, as you can see, there is an arrow, and this indicates exactly where the guests are going to be lining up to purchase their souvenirs. So this can go anywhere in your gift shop. So now what I want to do is I want to add on all my shelves. So if I click on my till here, this is till 1, I can go to the linked connections, and here I can add on connect existing. So you can see that if it's this kind of purple color, it is not connected. But what I can do is I can click and drag, and now they've turned blue. And you can see here that I've got 2 tills connected out of 4. So you can have up to 4 tills in your souvenir shop, and you can have 40 shelves connected. So I've got 25. All I want to do is press confirm, and there you go. We have all of our lovely items on the shelf. So to add additional items to this, you can either click onto your till here and go to your connection, and you can select add new, and this is automatically going to pop everything up for you. So you've got all your options here. So say if I wanted to add some balloons at the front here, I can just pop that down there. And say if I wanted to change the balloons, I would then go into here, and then I can go to my shelf, and I think, okay, why don't we have a different colour? So we're going to go for red balloons. Or maybe I want these character balloons that are in the background. So you just go to this drop down menu here and change it to character balloons. So I've got King Coaster at the top, so I want some Queen Splash balloons down at the bottom. So I'm just going to change that to Queen Splash like so. And you'll be able to see that when you click onto your till here, you'll have a list of all the connections that are in your shop. There is a lot of connections that you can have, but it does mean that this till is now linked to this item. Now, say if you wanted to fill in gaps. So for example, this one here, I want to fill it in. So I can duplicate this. So if I press Ctrl D, I now have another modular shelf piece here. But you can see here that even if I'm moving it about, it's not snapping back to where I want it to go. So if you come down to your multi-select tool here, click on it, and then we want to advance move that into place. So we can come down to here and then just pop it into position. So again, we just go back to our till here, we go to our connections, and then we say connect existing. Again, that one has now turned a different color. So we're just going to click on it and confirm it. Now you'll notice over here that these items are actually floating in the air. And that is because if we come down to our different items here, you can see that we can have these shelves here and they're snapped to the ground, but you can move these anywhere that you want. And then we just want to move this into position and try and get this lined up as best as we can. And then we can also come down to this button here, which is advance, move and duplicate. And then we can just simply drag that up to the top. Now there is a little bit of a line there, but I'm actually kind of okay with that. So we'll just pop that in like so, and we'll just tick that. And then we just have to connect it. Same as before, go to your connections, select the one that's not connected, confirm, and there you go. That's everything now in position. But if you do want to, say, change a whole entire section, so say for this one here, we really like having the props on display here, and what I want to do is make sure that this one at the back, which doesn't have my props on display, it's got my mugs on it. You just go up to the shelf, and then we just want to go down to mascot props, and that's changed, is it? But say if you wanted to like have one entire section which is just devoted to Chief Beef spatulas, then you can do that by just unticking the ones that you don't want. So you can see here we've now just got all chief beef spatulas. It's the same with this one. If I just wanted the Viking hammer, I just untick what I don't want. So we're just going to take them off there like so. You can also go in here and change the prices of things. So if you go back to your shelf here, and then we are on our mascot prop, you can see that we've got our chief beef spatula, which is currently getting sold. And if you go down to view pricing here and click on view catalog, you'll see that we have 13 items not for sale, but we want to focus on pricing for just now. So you can have your pricing as bargain or custom. So bargain is basically set by the game. This is how much the game thinks that you should sell an item for. So as an example, if we scroll down here and we're looking for our mascot props, you can see that the game thinks that we should sell it for $30. So if you come in here, our prices are now fixed. Now to change this, we're just going to come back out and we're going to go all the way up to the top and we're going to change this to custom. Now when you go back down into your mascot props here, click on that cog, you can see that we now have a price option. So instead of 30, we can say, actually, we're going to sell it for 35. So that is the way to change your prices. Now, let's talk about warning signs. So you can see here that we're currently not selling postcards. So what I can do is I can just untick these things and say, in this gift shop, we are not going to be selling these items at all. So I can just untick them, and then we don't have any more warning signs. However, say if I did want to actually include postcards, say I think, oh, that would actually quite look good at the front of the till. So I can come down to facilities here and then have my postcard display. And we're just going to pop that in there. Again, we want to go away in here and we want to connect existing. Click on that and confirm it. But what has happened is that we have unticked it here, so this is why it's currently not selling. So as soon as we click it back on, you can see that that item is selling, which is actually quite a really nice feature in case that you decided, I would love to have custom shelf, and that's exactly what we're going to do next. So instead of having these baseball caps here, I'm going to add my own custom item. So what I can do is I can just come in here and I can press show merchandise and turn that off. However, guests will still come over to it and interact with it. So what's really cool is that all these items that you see on the shelf, you can actually put them in individually. So for example, if I was to type in mug here, that you can see that I have all of these mugs that I can place on display, and I can also scale them up as well, or scale them down. If you wanted a very, very tiny mug, scale that mug up as well. So you could have one master display mug that is on the shelf. And again, you can come into any of these items. So I can look for a shirt and say if I wanted this shirt here, I can go away and put these on to my shelves just randomly. So it's really versatile what you can do with these shelves. So if you did want to have a little section that is going to sell your gift bags, what I've done is I've just got a coaster support here and I've just made this really, really small. I'm going to change the colour of this so you guys can see it against that wall. And then over here, we're just going to have a look for some bags. And there is our Planet Coaster bag here. So I'm just going to move this into position and we're just going to scale this up here. So if they wanted to, people could come and get themselves a little shopping bag while they're sitting at the tills as well. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool if you could just like duplicate a couple of these over. And there we go, we've got a bunch of bags that are sitting there just for display purposes only, but it just looks really cool. And then once you're all set up, the last thing you need to do is click on your till, make sure it's set to open, and then watch your lovely guests come in and purchase all your items. And on the screen right now, there's a video link to how to set up your on-ride photos. And I'll meet you over there. Take care.